Hello, I'm Chris Athanas. I'm a KMP developer. Tech support's coming out Tuesday. Close that thing up finally. It's getting kind of misshapen. Messing with my microphone, trying to get the audio right. I got a little complaint, so I'm gonna try it down here for a little bit. Today, I'm gonna be reacting to, let's see, Amjad Masad. He's the guy that did REPL.it, that little online code runner thing. Um, yeah, and he's got some interesting things to say about AI, and how it's going to affect software developers. Let me close this thing. Like dog barking next door. What are you doing?
Or whatever. Silicon Valley is the only place that's
So, oh yeah, so this is Tucker Carlson. And this is the episode. I'll put a link in the bio, but this is a long interview. But this little snippet jumped out at me. I was like, oh, what? He's talking about the same stuff I'm talking about, and I'm a little guy, but it looks like some of these ideas are starting to spread. But I guess no, it hasn't really caught up to most developers. Like some things like Kotlin multi-platform exist now. You just do one language to do all the platforms front and back, and all the libraries are all the same front and back. Yeah, so that's pretty exciting. To have one language, one UI framework for all that stuff. Uh, yeah, it's a pretty much a game changer. Let's keep going.
still producing startups. Like the rest of the country, there isn't as much startup or new firm creation, which is kind of sad because again, the internet was supposed to be this great wealth creation engine that anyone has access to, but the way it turned out is like it was just concentrated in this one geographic area.
Well, it looks, I mean, in retrospect, it looks like a monopoly generator, actually.
Yeah, but again, it doesn't have to be.
I would agree. It has been a monopoly generator so far, mostly because of this fragmentation, and these software development tools has been horrendous. The Unix people started off pretty good, but they got a bunch of people involved that were just had some really bad ideas, and should have really standardized early on. They had plenty of time to standardize. I'm not really sure why they didn't standardize on some of these things, and not go to C++. That was a major mistake too, to tell everybody that was object oriented programming was the way to do it, when trying to make everything objects and classes, when the real issue with computers that we're all finding out, microservices, is that it's the communication that's the issue. How to send these messages back and forth, how do you handle that stuff, and changing APIs and versioning, all this other stuff. Yeah, it doesn't. It turns out the tooling for that has been terrible up until just recently.
Yeah, well, it looks, I mean, in retrospect, it looks like a monopoly generator, actually.
Yeah, but again, it doesn't have to be that way. And the way I think AI would help is that it will give people the tools to start businesses, because you have this easily programmable machine that can help you with programming. I'll give you a few examples. There's a teacher in Denver that during COVID was a little bored, went to our website. We have a free course to learn how to code, and he learned a bit of coding, and he used his knowledge as a teacher to build an application that helps teachers use AI to teach. And within a year, he built a business that's worth tens of millions of dollars, that's bringing in a huge amount of money. I think he raised $20 million. And that's a teacher who learned how to code and created this massive business really
No, exceptional person. This is an exceptional person, but those are the kinds of things that are now possible.
quickly. We have stories of photographers doing millions of dollars in revenue. So AI will decentralize access to this technology. So
Right. So building these things is going to become easier. You still have to be technical. You're going to still have to be technical. That guy was obviously exceptional, but you do have to see this other thing, this other insight into the market that other people aren't even looking for, which is really shocking to me. It turns out a lot of people like this zero interest rate environment. They like this cushy job, going to a corporate monopoly, thinking that they had a job for life, and they're going to be set forever. They don't have to worry about anything except my little job. Oh, big bad awakening this year. Oof. And last year too. Wow. All those layoffs and stuff. It's like a slap in the face. Oh, you thought you're gonna have the cushy thing forever? Or did you sell what you thought? You didn't think they were gonna try to automate you out of the loop? No. Cut some fat when times are lean? No, never heard of that. Okay, well, this is not my first rodeo. I've seen this a few times, so it's just and also full disclosure, I've done these micro SaaS businesses before, back in the '90s, before we even had the name startup. It was just doing software, selling software. It was, you were doing software company stuff, no matter what size, whatever you. If you had software, you were selling it. You were a software company. So I had a little tiny software company doing After Effects plugins, little video special effects tools for. It turns out a lot of professionals like that stuff, and they're looking for anything new thing they can expense out. So their cost sensitivity was very low, but their G whiz factor was like they just anything to add to it. they could get expensed out. So I found that niche by accident and ran a company for about 7 years and cashed out and took time off. And that's when I came back into software development I don't know, about 2012 or so, 2015. I've been in and out of it a little bit, but it's sincerely around 2018. I came back and learned web development, all the modern SBA, single page application, React, all that junk. So I'm really familiar with how web development works, as well as Android and mobile development now. So, and that I just picked up iOS with these AI tools. I had no idea about iOS. I didn't want to touch it. I was an Android developer. I didn't want to look at that stuff. I mean, just knowing JavaScript and how the web worked was enough for me. I wasn't even doing web development. I was just Android. Now it's super easy with Kotlin and the AI assisted code generation tools, where you can actually, if you know how the systems work and how to put these things together, it definitely helps with that. But you still got to know what you're doing. There's no way around it. You're going to still have to write code. Sorry. That's never going to go away. Sorry. Because this is the most efficient way for someone to describe to the machine how to do what people are asking. There's no simpler way. The machine is never going to be able to figure that stuff out the best way. And so the Kotlin is right at the level where you can get everything you want to do done without having to be overwhelmed with syntax and crazy stuff. I'm just like I'm really impressed with JetBrains. I thought those Russians were a little crazy to start talking about this multi-platform. How's that going to work? That doesn't make no sense. But now they've done it. I'm seeing how they're doing it, and all these big corporations are now adding this to KMP slowly. But they're also keeping it quiet that, oh shit, we can do 1/5 as many people to make the same product. We're in trouble now. Yeah, that's why they're getting rid of everybody now. And the people who are paying attention, who see these opportunities, developers, to write it, and leveraging these AI tools, getting out of their silos, looking up and getting around. Oh, say there is no job security. It doesn't matter where you are in this crazy economy here. So this is not $1 billion. This is money people making millions of dollars. It's never going to be like one group making $1 billion or 1,000 people making 100,000. So that's what's happening right now. That's what I'm talking about, these tools. That's why I'm bringing these videos up. Okay, keep going.
There's a lot of ways in which you're right, technology can decentralize, but there's a lot of ways that people kind of don't really look at in which technology can decentralize.
Well, that promise makes sense to me. I fervently want it to become a reality. We have a mutual friend who's showing me name, was so smart and a good, humane person, who's very way up into the subject and participates in the subject. And he said to me, well, one of the promises of AI is that it will allow people to have virtual friends or mates, that it will it will solve the loneliness problem that is clearly a massive problem in the United States. And I felt like, I don't want to say it because I like him so much, but that seems.
I'm just going to say no to that. That's a really thing that's fad like right now, but that's got to go away. That should be made illegal. Actually, honestly, I think it's worse than porn, because unless it's some sort of filtering mechanism that people that really can't see that life is worth living and they don't really want to go on with it. I mean, okay, maybe. I mean, I guess it's their right, sort of. I don't really agree with it. I don't think we should be encouraging it. If they can do it on their own, that's fine. But I don't think I think they should be banned, honestly. I don't like to ban a lot of stuff, but AI friend that's run by a corporation that's collecting all the data about sad people. Oof.
Really bad to me.
Yeah, I'm not interested in those. I think we have the same intuition about what's dark and dystopian versus what's.
Well, he's a wonderful person, but I just don't think he's thought about it, or I don't know what. But we disagree. But I don't even disagree. I don't have
he just sees the care of the lonely people. He doesn't want to look at the fact that society does not support families or extended families or groups of people getting together. It has to monetize every single little microtransaction that everybody does. Yeah, that's what you don't want to look at. And this little guy, he's enamored with the AI. He thinks it's really amazing fun. And there's a lot of Oppenheimers that will drop atom bombs on society and look back later, oops, I made a big boo-boo.
Argument, just an instinct, but people should be having sex with people, not machines, right?
That's right. I would go so far as to say some of these applications are a little unethical, like the preying on sort of lonely men with no opportunities for a mate, and it will make it so that they're actually not motivated to go out and
well, women get it from the social media, so that's kind of preying on them.
Date and get an actual girlfriend,
like porn 10x.
Yes, and I think that's really bad. That's really bad for society. And so I think the application, look, you can apply this technology in a positive way, or you can apply it in a negative way. I would love for this doom cult if instead they were trying to make it so that AI is applied in a positive way. If we had a cult that was oh, we're gonna lobby, we're gonna sort of go out and make it so that AI is a positive technology. I would be all for that. And by the way, there are in history times where the culture self-corrects, right? I think there's some self-correction on porn that's happening right now.
Well, he goes on about other stuff about AI, but what I see the self-correcting happening on in this with these AI tools is that small businesses get launched again and have a chance to compete with bigger guys. But you're gonna have to, of course, you have to niche down. It's gonna have to be regional, so you have to like dominate a certain area. Like a Texas book, not just a Facebook, right? So people that only other people that are verified to be in Texas would be allowed to be on there, or something like that, right? Some sort of limiter that the nationals just aren't going to be able to price in competing with when they have, maybe they can make a deal with one or two of these, but if there's 500, no. And I think that's going back to what the web was like. Amjad was saying, like goes back to what the web was the kind of promise, like all these tiny little businesses all over the place. Everyone has their own business, little mom and pop shop. Anyway, all right, give me a like and subscribe. Talk to you later.